You might be wondering, what does AirAsia 4.1 million SMEs and e-commerce have in common? Let me explain. PZ is an SAS AI marketing platform that wants to replace digital media agency. We want to use PZ to remove the skill and cost entry barriers for SMEs to participate in the digital economy. Think about it. Facebook, Google, and the entire internet is running based on an algorithm. Our AI can learn that algorithm, and in doing so, create better campaigns than most human operators. Because everything is completely automated, we can profitably deliver excellent digital marketing services at a scale for a price point that is 10 times lower than the market, right? So similar to what AirAsia have done for the aviation industry, we want to widen the access of digital for everyone. Meet my favorite client, Ellen. So Ellen sells herbal and health supplement online. Ellen, within 2 weeks, have upgraded from our basic $49 plan to a 6-month prepaid enterprise plan, right? Why? Like most SME, Ellen started with a social media presence, sell one-on-one through chat and messaging. But as Ellen's sales grow, he moved on to the web. And this is where things become tricky. From intimate chat to anonymous analytics, from simple Facebook posts to complex ads and remarketing, right? So at this point, Ellen is facing a difficult decision. Either try to learn and do digital marketing on his own, which is time consuming, or hire an agency which charges Ellen 20 to 30% of his total media budget. We believe Ellen deserves a better option. Then that's how we managed to acquire 663 trial users and 51 paid customers in just 2.5 months after we launched in early February, right? Because of two reasons. One, our price point. We charge 2 to 3% of their total media spend. That is 10 times lower than our competition, right? Second, our product works. Ellen is a testimony to that. We have simplified digital marketing into 4 easy steps. And our clients have garnered 3 to 4 times better results than when they're doing it on their own or through an agency. We are asking for 2 million ringgit in exchange for 20% equity. A large bulk of that money, 63%, will be spent in sales and marketing because the product is fairly well developed, right? 21% will go into product development. Let me justify our ask. So currently we have 3 different types of competition in the market. Obviously, you have conventional agencies who employ a large swath of human labors to manage their campaign. Unlike the agencies, our scalability is much more robust because we don't have the same operational cost and complexity as an agency. Equinox recently valued Exabyte, an agency targeting SME, at 110 million ringgit. Second, we have Third AI, or I like to call them no AI, because behind the scene, what really happened is a bunch of people running the campaign. Even then, DataGrant managed to raise 10 million ringgit in their pre-series A. Finally, you have Power Tools, AI tools targeting really advanced expert users who have at least $100,000 to $200,000 to spend per month. Valuation here is really, really high. For example, Adaptly was recently acquired by Accenture. Albert debuted in the IPO for 510 million ringgit, and Nanigans raised 100 million in their Series B, right? So this is not my first rodeo. In fact, this is my 3rd digital advertising company, right? Mitosis, which is a performance agency based in Malaysia and Indonesia, has been operating for more than 11 years. Last year, our revenue was 13 million ringgit. We have generated more than 300 million ringgit online sales for our clients like DBS, Manulife, and Tune Protect. So finally, we are building our own digital product. Chong Ling here, our CFO and operation, he is from an ex-investment banking, so he will speak the lingo that you guys do. And Rishi, who's not here today, he's from an edtech startup as well. He's managing our team of programmers and data scientists to build the product. And any question, anyone? Yes, we accept check.
Fantastic, thank you. Now we open up the session to the Tigers to ask questions, please.
So SME wants to engage with you. How much do they pay you? I mean, how do they start this journey?
So it's a complete SAS product. So currently, right now, what they do, they go online, they sign up, they pay through their credit card, they get an account. Straight away, they connect to their own Facebook and Google account, and they start buying ads. So they just have to brief the product what is their target For example, I want to achieve 400 sales with $2,000 media budget within the next 2 weeks. Automatically, PZ will create the campaign, they approve it, and it runs. It is as simple as that.
How do you do it? So I want to sell cookies, and I tell you that I want to sell 20,000 worth of cookies in KL.
Okay.
What happens?
So first of all, you go into the product, you key in the details in the form. You say, hey, I want to sell cookies, your budget, your target, what we call quantity sales volume. Automatically then, PZ would gather data from Facebook, Google, and all the other analytics and give you a media plan and says, look, this is what is possible based on your budget, your target, and this is who we should be targeting, right? Once you approve it, you then upload your images. That is something that AI can't do, and I don't think AI should ever start doing creative, otherwise the artist lady just would be in trouble really. So then automatically, they launch a campaign and PZ does everything.
With the copyright and everything?
No, not the creative. So what PZ does is basically 4 things. Let me explain, right? So one, we do the research and the planning, okay? Then we do the campaign setup, okay? Next, we optimize the campaign. This is the toughest part of it. The AI will continuously monitor the data that is coming out from their campaign in Facebook and Google, and then make the recommendations and makes action that improve the results. Lastly, we report on results.
So your main platform will be on Facebook, is it?
No, Facebook and Google right now.
And Google.
Yeah.
And so you use that big data behind it to draw out the target audience so that the 400 cookies which Dato wanted to sell of 100 clients will be identified.
Yes. So our data, because most digital assets today have all the data already there, right? It's not like we need to create the data. So what happened is that, the challenge right now, a lot of people, including professionals, are having a hard time how to discern insights from that data. So at the end of the day, it's all algorithm. So our AI learn that, segment the right target audience, and create the campaign.
Who develops the AI?
Internally, everything is done internally.
What are the results so far? You said it's 3 times, 4 times better. But have you done a proper study to say if they have gone through this and yours, how is it?
Okay, so Yas, are you there? Okay, Yas is a campaign manager in Mitosis, right? So Yas' job is slightly threatened, okay? Because what happened is that some of our campaigns that we are running for Mitosis are for mid-tier clients. So when mid-tier clients, the spend is not that much, we started to move it over to PZ, right? Now, one of the most challenging things, right, when you're running a campaign, especially, is the man hours that is consumed to optimize and look through the data, right? So for this sort of campaigns, right, I told Yas, hey, for a couple of months, let's not do anything manual, let PZ do the job, right? And our result was 222% better. You can read all about that in our case study, right? Compared to manual operation.
Using the same images, everything.
Everything the same. Simply because of this, right? Let's talk about economics, right? So let's just say if I hire a campaign manager and he costs me 5,000 ringgit, right? In order to make a profit, I need to sell that man hours 15,000 ringgit to my client, right? So every hour, man hour cost is a cost to me. If my client running on as an agency is only paying me 10,000 ringgit, so the amount of hours I can put into managing a campaign is limited. So because of that, right, that is the biggest barrier for SMEs who have very small budget to actually optimize a campaign. So the AI does a better job of that because the AI is looking at the data on an hourly basis, as opposed if you hire a campaign manager from an agency, they only have a fraction of hours to give you.
So why are there only 551 customers so far?
So we launched, sorry?
Paying customers, right?
Yeah, so we launched in early February, okay? So what we are doing is, this year. So the product has been in development, for some time, but we launched only to the SME market only in February this year. So we have a freemium model. So we get them to try out, We know, if you look at the funnel, if I can just go back. Sorry. Okay, so we know the minute they launch a campaign, they deploy a campaign, they taste the sweet success from PZ, the chances of them converting is way higher. So we give them 21 days trial, they try the product, and if they like, we convert them. So the initial period, right, we thought that, hey, let's create a product and the product will just sell on its own. very quickly we realized that SMEs still need a bit of a phone call. So the first month we didn't do really well. We had less than 10 sales, right? The second month we learned from the data, the insights, so we start calling. So everyone who sign up for a free trial, we start giving them a ring. We said, okay, this is what you need to do to hook up your PC. After that, our sales pick up. But there is a gestation period of at least 21 to 30 days because they try the product, they take some time to think, and then they buy and convert to paid customer.
The time is also open to the floor now for any questions from the floor.
Help me understand, does your service sit on top of an e-commerce website like Shopify, or?
So we want to integrate with Shopify as part of our plan. So for example, Shopify help you build a shop, but doesn't help you drive footfall to the, or click-fall to your shop, right? So what we do is that we can integrate together with Shopify, WooCommerce and whatever, right, to drive the sales. So Shopify give you the shop, but not the sales.
Would I need to log into Facebook ads using your system, or no need?
So you still need your own Facebook and Google account because you pay to Facebook and Google directly, not to us. So we don't want to have that cash flow and want you to have that full transparency.
But handling the campaign, I can go through you.
Yes.
No need to log in.
Exactly. So you pay us a flat monthly fee, okay? Your media spend, as in what you spend with Google and Facebook, still go to Facebook and Google directly. Right? Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
For the benefit of the microphone.
Okay.
Just trying to understand, is it like semi-automated? Because Google gives suggestions how to optimize campaigns and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on your side you're saying that AI does those suggestions. Do you still need to kind of approve, or is it like you just sit back and let it
We just sit back.
change?
You just sit back. So there are two benefits over that, right? So the suggestion that Google gives is very ad set driven. It doesn't go beyond what you are running in this particular campaign, right? But because we have data of a lot of different clients within the same industry, let's just say for example, we can give projection as well. Second of all, we are platform agnostic. So for example, right, if it is better served on Facebook, Google won't recommend and say, hey, put your budget away from me and move it to Facebook. So yeah. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the funnel and I'm wondering.
So what's the main reason that all the other guys who have not signed up with you and not chosen to pay have given you?
What happened is that after they deploy the campaign, there is a gestation period, like I mentioned. So they need to see result from their campaign. For example, if I launch a campaign on PC today, I won't see result until a couple of maybe weeks, right? Because it takes some time to achieve your target KPI. So after they have seen the result, then in mid-tier, our customer success manager will give them a ring and say, hey, it's time to upsell, right? Yeah.
Okay, my question is, number one is, so that means you integrate with Google's AdWords, all this, your platform will automatically suggest what is the best ad keywords, all those things. So basically, I create a campaign, I don't need to think about the keyword. Your platform will give us right optimized keywords. This is question number one. Question number two is related to AI, like machine learning. Where is your data come from? So basically, because as an AI, your dirty data go in, then your AI will come out a dirty result. So how you make sure the data that you input to learn, that is the data integrity?
Okay, so brilliant question by the way. So we benefit from our 11 years of operation, running more than $700 million worth of media spend for various different clients. So there's a lot of data accumulated over 11 years that we can use to train our AI when we build it, right? So from Mitosis, we have a lot of data that we are using to train our AI. Second of all, right now we don't do search. We only do Google Display Network, all of Facebook ads, and we are planning to launch into organic ads. The reason we don't do search simply because Google AdWords Express is simple enough for most SMEs. No point competing with Google with Google, right? Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. So Google and Facebook has numerous of algorithms. They always change. So how does your AI cater to that?
So fundamentally, the problem remains the same. Okay, the AI problem remains the same. The algorithm changes or the API changes is more in terms of the programmers, and we have a dedicated programmer for Edward and dedicated programmer for Facebook API. Just last week we just migrated to the new Facebook API in fact.
Thank you. That was the last question.
All right, thank you.
Well done.